Welcome to today's session on agricultural science. Today we are going to treat 2014 theory session. Are you ready? Alright, let's treat question 1. It says, explain the term commercial farming. Commercial farming occurs when a farm is set up for the sole purpose of producing crops and farm animals for sale, with the sole intention of making a profit. Mention 2 agricultural produce used by each of the following agro-based industries: canning industry, beverage industry, feed mill. Can you quickly give 2 agricultural procedures used by each of the following industry above? Alright, let's give you some time to try answering both questions. We would come back to see if your answers were all correct. For now, let's move to the next question. State 2 aims of each of the following organizations involved in agricultural development in West Africa: International Livestock Center for Africa, ILCA; International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, IITA. Let's attempt to answer these questions. It is important for you to note the format used in answering questions like this. Aims of organizations involved in agricultural development in West Africa: International Livestock Center for Africa, that is the ILCA. The aims are to promote the rearing of animals within Africa, breed animals with early maturity, fast growth rates, breed animals with high quality products, breed animals with high production capabilities, breed animals that can adapt to African climatic conditions, breed animals that are resistant to diseases, breed animals that are resistant to pests. International Institute for Tropical Agriculture, IITA, the aims are to develop food crops which are of high quality, promote the cultivation of food crops within the tropics, develop high-yielding food crops. Question 2. In a tabular form, list 10 differences between subsistence agriculture and commercial agriculture. What is subsistence farming? The key aspects of this farming system is self-sufficiency. Therefore, farmers are focusing on their individual family requirements. Basically, they cultivate crops and raise animals to fulfill their food and clothing requirements. Farmer decides what crop that his family is going to consume in the coming year and cultivate these crops only. So a range of crops will be cultivated. Farming techniques are simple and productivity is low. Since this system is more eco-friendly, environmental pollution is very low or zero. Okay, now that we know what subsistence farming is, what then is commercial farming? The key aspects of this farming system is large-scale production of livestock and crops targeting the market. Most of the time, harvested product is processed through the processing plants before it reaches the consumer. Here, the main objective is earning much profit as possible from low inputs. Therefore, the productivity is very high. To achieve that, economics of scale, modern technology, and both synthetic and natural resources are applied. The system is complex and contributes more to the environmental pollution as well. Difference between subsistence agriculture and commercial agriculture. This is best explained using a tabular form. Subsistence agriculture: farming practices in which crops are cultivated for local consumption. while under commercial agriculture, we have farming practices in which goods produced are mainly for the market to get cash. Under subsistence agriculture, farms are small and food crops are cultivated such as rice and wheat, while under commercial agriculture, farms are larger and cash crops are cultivated such as cotton, sugarcane, jute, etc. Under subsistence agriculture, all tools and implements are used by the farmers, while under commercial agriculture, better implements are used and there are proper irrigation facilities. Under subsistence agriculture, depends on monsoon and there is greater use of manpower. Under commercial agriculture, less of manpower is used. Under subsistence agriculture, single farmer is always involved in both crops and livestock production, while under commercial agriculture, vastly it could be only crop or only livestock in the commercial farming when considering one farmer/landowner. In subsistence agriculture, variety of crops and livestock are elected. In commercial farming, one or two crops or livestock is elected for production. Subsistence farming is aiming at self-sufficiency, while commercial farming is profit-oriented and profit is maximized through the implementation of economies of scale. Subsistence farming system is simple and productivity is low. Commercial farming system is complex and productivity is high. Under subsistence farming, traditional crop varieties and domesticated wild breeds are used in subsistence farming. Improved crops varieties, hybrids and improved breeds are used in commercial farming. Under subsistence farming, environmental friendly. Under commercial farming, it contributes a very high percentage for the environmental pollution by comparison to subsistence farming. State one advantage and one disadvantage of the following sources of farm power. 1. Wind. We all know what wind is. So, what do you think are the advantages and disadvantages of using wind as sources of farm power? Can you think of any? Okay, let's see some of the advantages and disadvantages of using wind as sources of farm power. The advantages of wind as sources of farm power is as follows. Wind is free, and with modern technology, it can be captured efficiently. Once the wind turbine is built, the energy it produces does not cause greenhouse gases or other pollutants. Although wind turbines can be very tall, each takes up only a small plot of land. This means that the land. Question 3. What is soil consistency? Soil consistency is the resistance of soil to pressure and other physical manipulation. Explain how each of the following soil properties influences crop growth. 1. Soil texture. Determines water holding capacity of soils. Influences air movements in the soil. Affects root penetration. Affects soil workability. Has direct effects on soil drainage/infiltration. Affects the retention of plant nutrients. Number 2, soil pH. Generally, extreme pH values affect the activities of soil microorganisms. pH value can also affect the availability of plant nutrients, affect the solubility of certain elements which may be toxic to crops at high concentration. Crops perform poorly outside the required pH range. Controls cation exchange capacity, in parentheses, CEC of the soil. List 4 methods by which soil fertility could be maintained. Explain two ways in which each of the methods mentioned in 3C1 contributes to the maintenance of soil fertility. Methods of maintaining soil fertility. 1. Cover cropping. This method involves the planting of crops that provide shield or covering for soil resources against depletion. Their presence reduces evaporation of water presence in soil. They help check against soil erosion, which might wash nutrients away. Green manuring. It involves the use of leguminous crops that are plowed into the soil to provide nutrients to the soil. Crop rotation. It involves the planting of different crops on the same piece of land in a sequence. This avoids overutilization of soil nutrients by a particular crop. Fertilizer application. Fertilizers can be used on land to supply nutrients to the soil. Fallowing of land. This is where a piece of land is made to rest without cultivating any crop on it after some period of time so as to make the soil return to fertility. Fallowing of land. This is where a piece of land is made to rest without cultivating any crop on it after some period of time so as to make the soil region fertile.